Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about something that can keep you from buying a home, and it may not be what you think. So here it is. Now, to understand why this is important and what can cause this to happen, you have to kind of put your mind in the set of someone who is buying a house. They're in the middle of their transaction. They might even actually be towards the end of it. They might have signed their loan docs or about to sign their loan docs. They're busy at work. Just imagine, put yourself there. You're busy at work, you're working. You get a ring on your phone, it's an email, you open it and it goes, oh, it looks like it's from escrow. And it's saying, hey, here's the wire instructions to go ahead and send us the money for your down payment so we can get this deal closed. You gotta do it now. You're gonna miss the cutoff time. Take care of it as soon as possible. So you're looking at it and it looks just like every other email you've gotten from escrow. It has all the same verbiage. It has the right dollar amount that you know from your lending side. It has everything in there that tells you, okay, this looks like I need to act on this right now. And so you go to the bank and you wire money. And then you call escrow and you say, hey, I wired the money. I want to let you know it's there, so let me know when you receive it. And they say, well, we haven't received anything from you. They go, that's weird. You sent me an email with the wire instructions, so I went and I took care of it. And they say, we didn't send you an email with wire instructions. And it's at that point, you just lost all that money that you had for your transaction, and your transaction, unless you have oodles of money that you weren't using, is now dead. And what I'm talking about is wire fraud. Now, I'm bringing this up because another example of it has just happened in a client of somebody within a company. This exact same thing happened to them. They were busy at work, they received an email, they looked at it on their phone, they said, okay, it had all the right stuff, looked like it was there, and they wired a large sum of money to some other account, and it's gone now. So that's another person that just lost a ton of money to fraudsters. So I wanted to put this video together because this is something that can happen to anybody who is buying a home. Anybody. There are these people out there that find out who you are, they find out what property you're buying, they find out who the escrow company is, and they model their email to look exactly like an email from them. Either from escrow, it could be a real estate lawyer depending on where you live, or even a title rep. They will completely clone the email to look like it came from where it was supposed to come from. Now, usually the email address that it comes from will be slightly off or slightly different because it's obviously not coming from that person, not coming from your escrow officer or your real estate lawyer. It came from outside of it. But everything else will look the same. So here's a couple of tips of things to look for if you're going to be in this, or you're starting to look to buy. You might even be already buying and you're just kind of looking around to get more information. Whatever it might be, it's just something to educate yourself to look for is always check the email address of where something's coming from. This is what scammers do all the time when they email you junk, when they're trying to fish for your information, they're trying to get you to click a link or give them your login information for something. It's going to look very similar to what it should be, but there's always going to be something that's slightly off. So that's kind of your first trigger. Your second trigger is you're going to look for grammatical errors. Normal things that wouldn't normally be in an email address is a typical sign of people that have fabricated something that may not be native English speakers. So they might have some kind of weird grammatical issues or phrasing that doesn't quite make sense to you. That's another red flag. Now, that doesn't always mean that that's fraud for sure, but it's a red flag. It's something to be concerned with. Now, when you are buying a house and there's an escrow involved, usually when you open escrow, you open with your earnest money deposit. That's usually about 1% of your purchase price. Sometimes that's negotiated lower. If you're a veteran, sometimes it's like $1,000. It won't be a lot. It really just depends on the transaction and how much house you're buying or what the purchase price is. But you're typically going to have something that you got to put into escrow to open escrow. You will get those wire instructions from an escrow company. Usually at that point, you confirm with your agent that that is the escrow company and this is the escrow person. You can also look them up online to make sure it's a real entity and real people because they're online. You can do those things just to double check that. But usually that deposit, they're going to give you wire instructions and you're going to send that money through a wire. Now, they're not always going to use the same instructions, but usually they do. Usually they do. It's not usually going to go to a different account at the end of the day. It's going to go into escrow. It's usually going to go to the same place. So 9 times out of 10, I would say even 99% of the time, it's the same instructions you're going to use at the end of your transaction. Now, when it comes towards the end of your transaction and you're getting ready to do this, you're getting ready to send your money, what they're usually going to do is they're going to send you the instructions again, but they will tell you to call them to confirm the account details. They'll give you the instructions. They won't always have the account number on there because they want you to call that officer and confirm the details before you wire your large sum of money. I mean, this is thousands of tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars coming out of your account. You want to make sure it's going in the right place. So you wouldn't call the contact information on the email that sent you the wire instructions. You're going to call what you got originally from at the very beginning, usually through your agent or through, however you got set up when you started. It's usually through your agent. You're going to call that person. You're going to make that connection and know that this is that person. And so you're going to confirm the details with them before you wire your money. Now, this is something that, as long as I've been in the industry, which is over 8 years now, we're coming up on 9 years, it comes and goes, but there are so many different bad actors out there and fraudsters that are constantly attacking real estate companies. They're constantly attacking lenders because we're the ones that send money as well. They'll try to get in the way of us sending money. We're funding the loan, which means we're sending the large sum of money that you qualified for to purchase that property. They attack the companies all the time to try to get in the middle as well. And so they attack consumers. And it's a very, very lucrative industry, obviously, because there's a large sums of money. I mean, you scam one person, that could be tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars that they just stole. And because it was just wired to an account, there may not be a way to trace that down. It's very, very difficult, if ever, to really get money back when it's sent to the wrong place, especially if these people cover their tracks. So during this process, be aware. Know that there are these people out there that it's their job to try to steal your money. And this is another clever way that people have come up with to take your hard-earned money and pretty much ruin your transaction and ruin your ability to buy a home. It could be for years. So just something to be aware of. Since this just happened again recently and I heard about it, I just want you as the consumer, the buyer, the borrower, the person interested in this stuff to know about it. So if you like this kind of content, go ahead and like the video, subscribe, comment down below if you've heard of any other weird frauds or anything that you've heard going on in the industry that other people might want to be aware of. So just kind of spread the word there. So anyway, that's it for me today. Don't be a victim of this stuff. Be aware. Knowledge is power and all that good stuff. So talk to you later.